All right. I want to thank you so much for coming back to Sarita Talks. We've got a live guest here. We're going to just put out all the information that we have because there's something big happening. There's something big happening and it's happening soon. And it has to do with our first person who was featured on the Gone But Not Forgotten series, Paige Spears. So I have a gentleman with me. I'm so glad and thankful to have with me tonight. This is Donte Epps.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. Donte, tell us a little bit about yourself and the connection you have with Mr. Spears.
Absolutely. My name is Donte Epps, and I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. I come up on the south side, raised on the south side of St. Louis, Missouri. My mom did her best to give me a good life. Never knew my real father. I had a stepfather. However, he did everything he could to try to impart in me all the good that he had and all the knowledge and things that he had. But he treated me very well as a young man, as a little boy. As I grew up, he treated me very well.
It's a blessing.
And I can't say anything other than that. But as I began to grow up, my attention was not on the things that my stepfather was trying to impart in my life. I had my attention elsewhere, the things that I was seeing around me in my neighborhood. And there's no sense of sugarcoating it, the drug dealers and people that had all the jewelry and money and cars. I was attracted to those type of things at a young age. I seen the money. My mom never knew that I was looking at these things because my mom worked night shift. And she always used to be tired when she come in from work. So when I go out and play, my mom usually be upstairs asleep or my stepfather be at work.
Yeah.
So I had to look after my little sister. And my little sister, I definitely was always a brother who looked after my little sister, always.
Good.
And as time went on, we left the South Side. And I did pretty good until I got 15 years old. I did pretty good. Once we moved on the North Side, this is when my mind really started racing on how I can get money and be this guy that I see all these men around me being. I was always tall and looked older at a young age. You know, a lot of people thought I was younger. So a lot of the guys, I moved different in the neighborhood. So a lot of the people in the neighborhood always respected me and always showed love to me. So I had one of the guys in the neighborhood one time just told me to come here, and he'd been watching me, and he liked the way I have so much influence, how I have so much influence on the rest of the guys in the neighborhood. But it was just because I was always a good guy. And I always had a good heart, and everybody always looked to me for answers and doing the right things, making decisions. And I was always a leader. How about that?
Yeah, and let me tell you, the streets, they start looking really attractive. And I feel like a lot of times that these individuals that see all this promise in us, that see all this potential in us, are really looking to use us.
Absolutely.
They see that you have the pull and the sway, and let's go ahead and enlist them and make it look so wonderful and sexy and get all the things you need. And then next thing you know, you're the one that goes to prison, or you're the one that's getting beat up. You're the one that it's not so sexy anymore. Let me go ahead and get right back in there.
And I'm just gonna. My mom, she never knew these things that I had started partaking in. She never really knew. I was still going to school. I had to go to school. I wasn't going to live under her roof and not go to school.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it was. Because back then you could get whoopings, knocked upside the head, and all that stuff.
All that. Yeah. So, you're going to school.
My mom didn't play. She was short, but she didn't play. As time went on, I would act like I was going to school, but I'd go in one door and out the other, and I'd be out doing things that I thought would bring me some happiness to what I really wanted to do and with my life. That's what I thought I wanted to do, you know. So I just started.
In your mind, now you're a young person. Where do you think this is going to get you? What is the ultimate goal?
What I
To
was
have
seeing
nice
them.
things, you know, to be the man out there, and all the other things we soup ourselves up for. And even though you might come from a good, I came from a good home. You know, they tried, but you know, I had my own demons to fight.
Yes.
So when you are wrapped up in this lifestyle, it doesn't work out good for you, does it?
No.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about it, because I might know something too. But yeah.
And drinking and smoking weed really didn't help it.
Oh no.
Because you know, when you're a guy that's not getting educated, only thing I was gravitating towards was the things that was in the streets. So my mind was really blank. I didn't have no knowledge of anything else but this street life. And this is what I done. I started selling marijuana, you know, and as time went on, my stepfather, he started watching me. And he one day brought my mom to this corner where I used to be at. And he parked up the street and he showed my mom the activities that I was doing. And after that right there, my mom like just started worrying about me so much after that, you know, because then I was 16. Long story short, my mom found out later on some things about my stepfather where they separated. And I was 16, and my mom, she decided she was gonna leave. So she asked me, did I want to go? Am I going with her where she's going? And I had everything I needed to take care of myself at that time, you know. So I told my mom I'll be right here, you know. So I'm gonna stay right here, Mom. I'm gonna be right here if you need me or whatever. And my mom, she left him. She left.
So you stayed with your stepdad?
No.
He left too.
He left too.
So you're just 16 years old now, living. Do you wish you would have went with your mom? Or listen, I asked that question.
I understand what you're saying.
I asked that question, but when people ask me if I would have made a different choice the night that I caught my crime, then, you know, here's the thing. We're all in a mix of, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, I can't change that. And nor would I want to, because this is who makes me who I am today.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, so when I ask them that, yeah, there's all sorts of turning paths or different ways you can go but the straight and narrow is hard. We like that wide and curvy. Absolutely. But, you know, I feel like if I would have known the end result, I would have done something different. Absolutely. But by the time it was too late to do something different. But yeah, go ahead, Donte. I'm really enjoying this time speaking with you.
Thank you.
And it looks like we got a few people. Keenan's out here. That, you know, real crime stories. People are just tuning in because
I'm gonna call you soon too. I gotta talk to you, brother. Yes, indeed.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
There's a message that needs to be heard. There's a message that needs to get out about people who have been gone. And people have forgotten. They have names. They're human beings. We're more than just that number. We can do more than just be warehoused, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Freedom has to become a state of mind when you're locked up like that. I want those people to have the freedom that is due to them at this point.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm gonna.
That's what I'm gonna get to right now.
There we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and push this a little forward right quick. Long story short, as time went on, you know, my mother passed away when I was 24 years old, and I had already been to prison at 19. She was coming to see me and everything, you know, and but I'm gonna say this real fast.
Don't rush. Don't rush.
Right.
You got time.
No, I'm gonna say this too.
And you can come back too.
Yeah, as far as me going to prison, yes. As far as me going to prison, nothing changes if nothing changes. And I went to prison, you know, and it was for illegal activities in the streets.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, that's all I've been in trouble for, things of doing illegal activities. But if guys and women are
Mhm.
in prison and they really want something different in your life, you have to start digging into the books and educating ourselves. See,
Absolutely.
prison don't have to be a bad thing, but I'm gonna say when I was going,
Mhm.
I didn't pick up books. All my buddies was in there. I was young. I was
So it's time to
ignorant.
play cards and shoot dice.
Don't forget, I was the
Yeah.
guy everybody looked up to in my community. You know, I was that guy everybody came to for everything. You know, answers, protection.
Mhm.
I was always a good guy, and they knew I would be on the front line at any time, and that was just me. My heart always been good.
And in and out of prison, still got the same good heart.
Right, but
not getting the tools, however, to make that a one-time stop.
Yes.
Okay, there's so many women that I know personally, and I'm sure you know some gentlemen, that if somebody would have sat them down and gave them a plan upon entry, you have 4 years, you have 5 years, and this year we're going to work on this. If you got your high set, we're going to start preparing you for this. Would you like a VOTEC? Do you need to get some mental health counseling? You know, there's trauma. People don't come to prison. You don't wake up one day and say, I think I'm going to prison. That I'm gonna start this career crime and I'm gonna go in and out of prison because it just seems like the thing to do. That's not what happens. Not at all.
Not at all.
So now you've been to prison, you're still a shot caller, all your friends are there. So there's clearly no time to read a book or do anything until
I continued to go back when I got out, and only thing I knew was what I knew. You know, so
when did
long
the
story
switch?
short,
Yeah, when's the mindset?
Long story short, I received 12 years in 2009. I received 12 years for distribution of narcotics. And I knew then when that judge gave me 12 years, they said they talked so bad to me in that courtroom because I didn't take the 8 years that they offered me, you know?
Yeah.
And my lawyer somehow wound up letting them give me 12 years. I paid him. See, all this is a game.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is about money, and you know
Donte, that's a whole nother show.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Thank you. Right.
That is a whole nother
Absolutely.
show.
You're
Prison for
right.
profit.
Right.
Your attorney is not your attorney, and don't let it be the public pretender.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I wound up going in, and I knew then once I walked through that gate again, I knew that this had to be it. I knew my daughter, my beautiful daughter, I continue to keep leaving her out in society. I always loved my daughter, you know, and I always wanted to be there for her, and I was. And when I'm out, but when you're in prison, you can't do nothing for nobody. You look for people to do things for you, you know. So I knew I had to get myself together. So long story short, I wound up going to different camps, and I was reading every day. I was reading, educating myself. I was getting me a higher power, connecting to something greater than myself that can help guide me to. I was writing all my friends, telling them I'm done with the streets. I'm done with that lifestyle. I'm done with all that stuff, you know, and I'm going to be a father to my daughter. And my brother Paige. I wind up going to this camp where Paige was at.
Now, Paige has been, we've talked to him.
Yes.
This is Paige's brother. So just a little recap.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about Paige and then pick up where you left off.
My brother Paige has been incarcerated for 36 years right now. Now he hasn't been home at all since 1988. He was convicted of an armed robbery. But no gun went off, no one got hurt.
Well, there was no physical violence. No physical violence, no physical ailment. And, you know, there is a ripple effect. People can, you know, be traumatized and they can suffer mental health. However, 36 years, 36 years, and the trigger was 36 years. If you haven't learned your lesson after 15, there's a problem. This man is active in the church. This man has done everything that he possibly could to better himself, and he has support. So you know how they always say there's no victimless crime. So we don't want to discount any of that, but we definitely want to say that this man's been there 36 years. And I was convicted of second-degree murder and armed criminal action, and I received a 17-year sentence. I spent 14 and a half years inside the penitentiary. Yes, my victim did have a gun, but this man no one was physically injured. So I just want to put that out there because I don't want to ever perpetuate that, oh, they just think stuff like that's okay. No, I don't think that's okay. But this man was a teenager and now it's 36 years later. Do you think that's okay? Go ahead.
Absolutely not. Paige.
I hate this when this camera's not facing the right way. All right, go ahead.
Paige has definitely changed and reformed himself. He's a whole nother person today. And he's doing everything. He has done everything that a person can do to show that he's a model inmate, that he's reformed, ready for society. And just the way that they're neglecting the family, neglecting us for 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been fighting for Paige to get him out of the 10 years since I came home. I've been home almost 11 years now. We've been fighting for Paige. We've been doing everything we can. Twice we had a chance they said they were going to let him come home.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
They told us he'll be home at Thanksgiving. They're going to call him back. They did this to us twice, 2 years in a row, and never brought him to court. So let me tell you how Paige helped me, being my brother. And Paige knew how I was living out there and everything, and he seen how I was changing in the prison. We was at Bowling Green together, and he seen how I was changing everything. So I wound up getting in the cell with Paige so that we can study together and learn together and grow together, before I got back out. And I'm gonna tell you something, being in the cell with Paige, he gave me so many ideas about my life and how to better my life. And I'm going to tell you something that I never experienced before in my life. This guy is so real. Paige is a real, I'm talking about down. He looks out for other people. He ain't even concerned, really. All he wants is freedom. But when it comes to him, knowing somebody want to change, Paige going to give you all he got. That's the type of man and brother that he is. And he gave me everything he had. And I'm going to tell you what I done. Everything he told me to do, I walked out that gate
and did it.
And every idea that he gave me, I used it to the fullest. I used it, I done it, and I have been successful with my freedom, with my spirituality, with loving people, treating people right. I've been selling clothes, tennis shoes,
tell us,
oils.
Throw out. Come on, get out there. Market right now. What is it called?
Know Thyself Clothing.
Know Thyself. Do you have a website?
I got one coming back.
On Facebook. Get a hold of them.
Hit me up on Facebook.
Know Thyself Clothing.
I had a slight bump in the road last year. The guy that was printing all my stuff up, he lost his store.
Oh no.
Yeah, so now what Donte is in the process of doing is I'm gonna do everything myself. I done bought the printer. I got a copy machine and everything.
That's right.
So I'm looking to just do everything myself, and I'm gonna keep pushing.
So you'll have it up by the time you get all these orders from the show, correct?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Now I just want to touch back on what you said about Paige being an uplifter, being a positive influence. Let me tell you, there's so many pages. So many pages. I was a page, I remember telling women, they'd be like, man, they laid me down. I'm going to have to do 3 years on this. And I was like, I've been here over a decade. You got that. And they're like, oh my God, I would have never known. Because I wouldn't go walk that walk. I know I fought for my life to be the penitentiary or be incarcerated. So I wasn't going to give up. As a matter of fact, I was just on the potter's wheel. I was getting sharpened. So I could come out here and tell the story of Paige and tell the story of Brenda Williams and Teresa Cummings and Verna Jones. And all the way, and Sandy Hemme, been locked up since 81. Come on now. I think of it this way. I got locked up in 08. Someone could have had a baby. And by the time I got out of prison, that child would have been in high school. So clearly I have a good heart. Clearly I have things to offer society. I just made a bad decision and was in a bad way. It was actually a series of many bad decisions. Now, Paige was 18 when his crime was committed.
Absolutely.
Do we make good decisions at 18? And should we still be paying for them 36 years later? Now let me get you back in here. I had to get on my high horse real quick.
And I just want to say, look at you now, though. Look at you now. I'm talking about this is a blessing, and this is what happened when you come out putting your feet down and going in the direction that you need to go.
Yeah, I'm on a mission. I was on a missionary trip. I just didn't know it. God didn't let me go for no reason. He knew I had a big mouth and I knew what to say to represent everybody.
That's
I
right.
had to leave. I had to leave, you know, and I remember being around some of my friends because, you know, when you got a baby life sentence, most of your friends are lifers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're consistent. They're going to be there every day. You know, they're not going anywhere. So we become real tight. And I remember I knew it was coming. They knew it was close for me to go home. I wouldn't even talk about it. You know, I was excited, but I didn't want to hurt their feelings because they couldn't go with me. So now when I talk to them, I tell them, well, make sure, because I know your family's farther than I am, make sure you call me. I'll stop whatever I'm doing. I'll come pick you up when they let you out in the middle of the day, because that's how commutations and clemencies work. And it gives them hope. I want to make that come true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what we're doing, April the 10th, everybody.
That's right.
April the 10th, we're going to be going to the state capitol. People are coming from Kansas City, St. Louis, all over. And we're going to the state capitol front steps inside the state capitol, and we rallying for Pace to be pardoned by Governor Mike Parson. We asking Mike Parson to do the right things.
Because clearly he can pardon people, and clearly he can commute sentences.
Yes,
clearly he has those abilities.
Yes, indeed.
Clearly there's people whose paperwork has been on his desk for years.
Absolutely.
I mean, clearly, and I'm not going to talk about recent developments. Yes. However, clearly this man has that power. So what I'm really calling out for too is we need media. We need broadcast. Unfortunately, I'm unable to come, but let me tell you this: we need media, we need broadcast, and the situations that I just referenced about him commuting and partying people. That sounds like a story to me. If I'm a journalist, that sounds like a real good story about how this man who's been locked up 36 years has all the family support, because that's a big thing coming out of prison. It's having a family that supports you. Let me tell you, I got one. And here's another thing. You've got someone with learned experience to help him navigate. Paige is an excellent candidate along with so many others. So April the 10th?
April the 10th.
What time do they need to be there?
From 12 to 2.
12 to 2.
We're going to be signing petitions again, getting all the signatures that we can get, and we're going to go inside the state capitol, and we're going to knock on doors, and we're going to let people know, you know, this is not right what's going on with my brother. This is not lawful. This is unlawful, and enough is enough. That's what we're standing by. Enough is enough. Free Paige Spears. He deserved to be. He don't belong in prison. If the governor, if the prosecuting attorney says that Paige don't belong in prison, he said it.
Yes.
He said he don't belong in there, but he's saying he don't have the power to do anything.
And he doesn't. I mean, here's the thing. We know where the power actually originates, but let Paige have, you know, maybe some more money, because money talks. That's really sad, but money talks. So here's my call to action. If you can help in any way to free the people who are innocent, or you know what, at this time, it doesn't matter how you look at it. For the last 25 years, this man hasn't committed a crime. He's been innocent for the last 25 years. He's been innocent for the last 30 years. He committed the crime when he was 16 years old. Does he not deserve a second chance?
Absolutely.
Does he not?
Absolutely. And we're going to be at the state capitol, and all who can come and be a support to this injustice, you know what I'm saying, that's being put down on Paige like this. We ask for your support. And since I've been home, you know, my heart and my mind and my energy has definitely been directed to get my brother home, and we're not going to stop.
That's
right.
Gonna stop. That's right.
There's no stopping until they do the right thing.
So let me say this. So you might have had your, you know, coming in to the penitentiary, leaving, but your brother was the driving force for you to get it together and realize, hey,
yes, absolutely,
there's a better life out there. And I just love it when people are like, oh, they go to prison and find God. I already knew God. Okay. I really feel like he was trying to find me, and he had to sit me down somewhere so I could hear what he had to say. So there's Christians. If you call yourself a Christian, Matthew 7:1 says, judge not lest ye be judged. And where did Jesus go? Where did they minister? They came to us while we were in prison.
Absolutely.
So I need people to help break chains.
Absolutely, most definitely.
You
And
want to tell us?
uh,
Yeah, what's
I
going
want to
on?
say this to everybody. I
Yeah.
want to just say this. In the communities that we live in today, and our youth, not just Paige. I love the youth. I love the children, and I want to see us do so much better. I
Mhm.
feel that my purpose now is definitely one, getting Paige out of prison.
Mhm.
Two is getting the youth and giving them something good to follow behind. Give them all the good that they stick and see in me, and share it with them. Give it to them. Give them the knowledge that they need. Teach them who they are. That's why my clothing line is called Know Thyself, because I never knew where I was going until I knew who I am. I had to know who I
Amen.
am, what type of man I am, where I come from, why I think the way I think, why my energy be the way that it be. I had to learn all these things. And everything that we think it ourselves. So we just got to better our conditions by the way we think.
That's right.
If we can think better, we can do better, and start loving each other.
Absolutely.
Stop hating. There's enough hate in this world. Too much hate.
That's right.
Absolutely. We got to get our youth. We got to get the little ones. So get these little ones and let's teach them different, everybody. Let's teach them better than what we was taught.
It takes
That's
a
what it's about.
village.
I'm gonna do my part.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my part while I'm still here. Yes, I am.
And have you noticed as people that come home, there's a big community of us in Columbia do great things. Lots of programs for kids. I work for Grade A Plus, academic enrichment services for kids. I get out and tell people about it. So your future leaders, those are your young, here we call them young scholars too. I love that. But your future leaders are going to hear it from someone. They're going to hear it from someone.
Absolutely.
So, you got to get out that shepherd and, shepherd them like that. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And it takes a village. It takes a village to stop it off or to cut it off before they're grown. And it takes a village to realize that second chances, people are redeemable. They're redeemable. They have good heart conditions. They make mistakes. So get them when they're kids so they don't make those same mistakes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Break those chains.
And let's monitor our children.
Yeah.
We got to watch them. There's so much going on today in this world. We have to watch our children. Watch them phones we give to them. Everything.
That's right.
Whatever the mind is getting, this is what it's going to act off of.
Right. Junk in, junk out.
I've been there and done it a long time.
Junk in, junk out. Well, April 10th, we're going to the Capitol from 12 to 2, signing petitions. Absolutely. Governor Parsons, make sure you're around, okay? And listen to the people's voices.
Yes.
Okay? Listen to the people's voices. And I know that there are so many applications that are not being actively pursued. So I would ask this too. People know you have a local, or you have a voice in your local representative. Call them as well. All right. Well, this is a good spot. And I want Donte to definitely come back and share with us the progress after the 10th. And I want everybody who is watching this to just be encouraged that there are people who are out here and we are doing it. And he's doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for the kids, but I'm never going to forget where I came from. And I'm never going to forget the people that are gone, but they are not forgotten.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you. That was one.